Good morning. I wanted to talk to you briefly about what we intend to do on May the 3rd, our coming Sunday morning. But before I get into that part, I want to share with you a little bit this morning about what's on my heart. One of the things that I keep receiving a lot of emails from different people that well-intentioned, that listen to anointed preachers and teaching and telling what they think the Lord's saying today to the church. And I probably have 5 on there now that I haven't even listened to. All of them are good messages, and all of them have good things to say. But most of them, to me, when I listen to them, it's still business as usual. And I'm really interested in what is the Lord saying to His church today. And for me, I feel like the Lord's shown me something, and I want to just give you a little taste of what I think He's saying to us today. First of all, in Revelations 3, and I read this to you a few weeks ago, but it says in the 20th verse, He says, I stand at the door and knock. He's standing. One of the things He says, I'll never leave you, forsake you, but He's always there with us. And sometimes we tend to leave Him outside. We don't bring Him in like we should. And then in the second chapter, on the 4th verse, He says, but I have this complaint against you. You don't love me or each other as you did at the first. Well, here's what I think the Lord's saying to His church today. I think He's saying we need to fall in love with the Lord all over again. If we don't love Him first over everything else, we're missing the point. And He's given us some time, and that time is precious, and so I think we need to use the time He's given us to really begin to seek His face. One of the things that Linnell and I have talked about recently, both of us need a touch from the Lord physically. There's some things that, other things that we would ask Him to give us some insight to. But, you know, I remember way back years ago, one of the things we learned, and I think I tend to forget, but He said, if we'll learn to seek Him, in other words, it's one thing to seek healing, but it's another thing to seek the healer. And if we'll seek the healer, we'll get the healing. And so I think what He's saying for us today, for the church, we need to learn to seek Him. We've got a job to do. We need to change the world. The world needs answers and needs help. And He's given the church some responsibility to do that. But in order to do that, we really need to seek Him. And in that verse in the 20th chapter, He goes on to say that if you let me come in, I want to sit down and have a meal with you, and I want to talk and visit with you as friends. Friends share intimate things, and I think He wants to share some intimate things with us, that we'd be the church we're supposed to be. And so that's just a little bit of what I feel like the Lord's saying. So anyway, on May the 3rd, I'm going to be sitting here doing exactly what I'm doing right now. We feel like that we don't need to open up the sanctuary for this coming Sunday. It's a little bit too early. One thing is the age of most of the people that attend church with us, they've asked us we'd have them still stay at home. Well, that's an individual deal, and it's hard to stay at home. We want to move about. But as far as being close together, we're going to postpone that for at least a week, and see where we are the following week. And so that's really what I want to share with you this morning. And then I'll see you Sunday morning at 10:30. Thank you very much.